You can add another name to the list of great defensive prospects in the 2024 NHL draft class, Zeev Buium. At the time of making this video, he's got 25 points in 18 games for Denver University. That's good for the lead-in points from the backhand in the entire NCAA.
Zeev Buium in the high slot, backhanded shot, score!
It's very rare that we see a freshman defenseman get there, especially an 18-year-old. Of course, he plays on a very offensive team in Denver. They score a lot during games. But Buium is not getting carried by his team. He's ahead of his brother in scoring and ahead of Sean Behrens, one of the best playmakers in the NCAA. There's not much Buium can't do on the ice. His breakout game is one of the strongest in the draft class. No matter the forechecking pressure coming at him, he's always willing to make a play, if it's there. There's an element of risk in his game, as you can see from this pass to his teammate right in front of the net, but Buium has the composure and the skill to pull off these kinds of plays. He's aware and he manages the puck well overall too. This is a play from last year. He maps out the forecheck, sees two opponents coming at him, and his support. He attracts the opponents on himself and passes the puck in between the forecheckers to his teammate in the middle of the ice. These quick breakout passes off the wall to teammates are difficult to execute, but they're very projectable to the NHL. Most good breakouts in that league start like this, and Buium usually makes a couple of these plays per game. This is another sequence from last year. Again, he looks, finds his option, and creates the breakout with a single touch. And he can make these same kinds of plays with his backhand too. He handles physicality well too in general. He absorbs hits to make plays, protects the puck with his body, and spins off for checkers to create space and make plays. Because he beats the first opponent, he forces a second one to come at him, creating more space for the attack up ice. And you see this same ability to beat multiple opponents in this clip from last year. Buium has always been an aggressive player, and he hasn't changed now that he's in college. In the neutral zone, he keeps a short gap with the opposition, and he breaks plays with his stick in various ways, with sweeping poke checks and also by hammering players with it when he can. He never shies away from jumping on an opponent who is flat-footed, who has a bad handle on the puck, or an opponent who tries to beat him wide. Buium plays a physical game. His abilities to engage opponents and strip them of the puck also feed his breakout skills. In this clip at the World Juniors, he pushes an opponent away from the puck with one hand, escapes, and makes a breakout play. And in this clip, my favorite one, he steals the puck off someone and instantly makes a highly difficult middle backhand pass. Honestly, I have so many good breakout clips from Buium that I can't show them all in this video. He can do everything, make short passes, absorb contact, elude forecheckers, and even carry pucks out of the zone himself and into the offensive zone.
To Gauthier, to Buium, driving in, back pass, and deflects off Mugler into the net. Everything is going right for Team USA in period.
The reviews on Buium's skating have been mixed. It's clear that his mobility is improving, and in some ways, it's becoming more of a strength now this season. You can see that he has the agility and enough speed and quickness to make a lot of plays.
And that's Matica, now kept in by Zeev Buium. Buium drives the net. In front, easy setup for Rizzo, and what a setup again by Zeev Buium.
But there are some mechanical issues that prevent him from making some plays as easily as other defensemen. Buium is mostly a high stance skater. He doesn't have a lot of ankle flexion, and because of that, he performs his agility moves mostly by sinking his hip toward the ice, which means he always has to manage a sort of recoil that affects his stability and reduces his speed out of turns. But more and more, Buium seems to make the most of his skating form, so it's probably not going to hinder his development that much. You might even hear some people call his skating a strength, and that's because Buium is always in movement, always trying to pull off some kind of move against opponents. He might not be the most graceful skater, but he fully understands how to shift the position with his skating. He's pulling off these weight shift feints and these cutbacks to try and create some space to make a play. In many ways, his deception and overall hockey sense makes him a better skater. He turns his body one way, fakes a pass or a shot or a drive, and then escapes in the other direction. He's always challenging the opposition, always making defenders uncomfortable. And he's really good at spotting when opponents are off their angle and when he can take advantage of their bad positioning. This is a very good clip from one of his games at the World Juniors. Buium gets the puck at the offensive line. He sees that no one is really checking him and the lane between the two defenders. so he slips past them. Look at his move here. There's not a lot of space for him to go by these two defenders, so he freezes this opponent with a fake to cut by him. And this is another manipulation example. He moves away, drags the defender with him, and out of position. As soon as the defender extends his stick and imbalances himself, he cuts back the other way and comes back in to create a scoring chance. This is not the most beautiful cutback you will ever see. His upper body is falling to the ice, he has to catch himself and use some short crossovers to come back in. But as he performed his maneuver at just the perfect time, it doesn't really matter. He created more than enough space for himself. Again, it's an example of hockey sense making up for skating. Buium is smart, really smart. That's becoming more and more evident this season. He had no trouble adapting to college hockey and to the World Junior stage. His playmaking is very advanced too. He prepares his passes with deception and his vision always stands out.
Team USA working it in the offensive zone. Shot from the side of the net and a goal! It's Will Smith! And a quick goal for the Americans. They take the early lead.
He spots teammates behind opposing lines, and he moves in ways to shift the defense and open lanes to them. There's a lot to like about his game, and it's becoming more and more clear that he belongs in that top group of defensemen of the 2024 draft class. Some of these defensemen have better footwork than him, others are bigger overall, but Buium might just be the player with the best hockey sense. And that counts for a lot. So don't be surprised if you see him climb very high on a bunch of draft lists, and if your team selects him in the top end of their draft come June. Buium is a very promising player who only seems to get better.
Down to Lemaire. Here's Tristan Lemaire to Aiden Thompson. Thompson behind the net. Has a man in the slot. Zeev Buium. Score! Tied at 2. Zeev Buium. Booyah!
So that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe. You can also check out eprinkside.com for more prospect analysis. If you want to know more about Buium, we just released an article on him.